Hi, I'm Susan from Nannies on Call, and today we're sitting with Jordan. Jordan is an on-call nanny with us and is very knowledgeable about Epi Pens, which we feel is important for everyone to be aware about, what they do, what they're for, things like that. Now, an Epi Pen is, the proper name is called
epinephrine.
And Jordan, can you tell us what sort of allergic reactions, or an Epi Pen is really used for severe reactions to things such as...
Yeah, it can be peanuts, shellfish, anything really that the body has a bad reaction to. And usually it would look like swelling on the face and the lips. It's really quite obvious when it happens. Or you might hear somebody like gasping and they can't really breathe because their throat swells up. The face doesn't always swell, but it's usually pretty obvious when someone is having a severe reaction.
Okay. How about bees? Being bitten by a bee, would that be something?
Yeah, you can have.
Okay, so really anything that you're allergic to. So
yeah.
If you're working with children, you really should find out all their allergies ahead of time if it's not listed. Is that correct?
If they have anything that is serious enough to have an EpiPen, then they'll have a prescription for one if they've had a reaction in the past.
Okay.
If you don't know about the allergy yet, there's not really a lot you can do. But if they've had a severe reaction in the past, they're always going to have one of these. So you can just ask where in the house it's kept, because parents don't always think to tell you, where the EpiPen is kept, because it's not something you use a lot of the time. So you don't want to be fumbling around looking for it in case of an emergency and trying to call people and figure out where the EpiPen is when somebody's gasping for air.
Certainly. And as a nanny, can we purchase these ourselves? No, you have to have a prescription.
It has to be prescribed specifically to you.
Okay, and an expiry date, I understand it expires.
Yeah, there's an expiry date that's printed right on the side of the pen, and there's a little window into the inside of the pen where you can see the fluid, and if the fluid is discolored, then it needs to be replaced.
Okay, so you probably can't see it, but there is an obvious spot for you to tell whether or not it's discolored or not. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to let Jordan demo how it should be administered in an emergency.
Okay, so this is just the case. I'm going to just pop it out of the case. This cap on top here is the safety cap, because the needle inside is spring-loaded so that it can go right through your jeans. So you want to just pop the cap off, and then this end here where the hole is where the needle is. You're going to take it firmly in your hand and just right into the thigh, and this will release the needle into the thigh. So just hold there for a couple seconds so that it can release the epinephrine into the body. And then once you've administered the EpiPen, it's really critical to call 911 and seek emergency help, because it is a really serious reaction and it does need to be monitored by medical personnel, as well as this one EpiPen is a pretty small dose. It's not always enough to counteract a severe allergic reaction. So whoever is having the reaction needs to go straight to the hospital.
That's good information. Question for you. Administering over clothing, it's important to get it in fast, so not to remove clothing, stick it through.
You can stick it right through your jeans. That's why the needle is spring-loaded.
Great. Okay. Is there anything else to add about the EpiPen in general, or allergies, or have you had to administer it yourself?
I have had to go to the hospital and have one done, but I've never actually administered my own to myself before.
So that's why you carry one.
That's why I carry one, because every time a person has an allergic reaction, it gets worse.
Very helpful information.
And if you forget, there's instructions printed right on the side of the EpiPen there.
Great. Anything else to add? That's it. Okay.
It's pretty straightforward. It's supposed to be a quick solution in an emergency situation. It's not supposed to be rocket science.
Certainly. So if you see the terms in the bookings with Nannies on Call, and it says Epi Pen, that also stands for
epinephrine.
Epinephrine.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jordan.